Hello, Washington Hospitality Association members. I'm Julia Gordon, your Senior Director of Government Affairs. This week was another key cutoff for bills making their way through the legislative process. Any policy bills needed to be out of their House of Origin by 5 p.m. on Wednesday to be considered alive. If they didn't receive a full chamber vote by Wednesday's cutoff, they're considered dead for the rest of session. I'm pleased to report our association's top priorities are still alive. Senate Bill 5448 is our bill to extend alcohol to go service. The bill passed the Senate this week with strong bipartisan support and now goes to the House.
During the pandemic, the LCB adopted some temporary rules to allow for restaurants to have the delivery of to-go alcohol, and it had a sunset provision that expires this summer. This proved to be very effective in helping the hospitality industry stay open in a very difficult time. It's also proven to also help as the industry continues to recover, especially with a tight labor force and rising prices, and seeking every possible avenue to stay in business and keep sales going. Again, with the industry still struggling on the heels of the pandemic and with the tight labor and inflationary markets, this is going to help the industry continue to serve consumers in a safe manner and in a reliable manner. It's going to have those beverages delivered to their home and ID verified, and also ensuring that we don't have over-service by having properly licensed individuals conduct this service. With that, I ask for this body's adoption. Thank you.
And another top priority, our tourism bill, House Bill 1258, already passed in the House and is now awaiting a public hearing in the Senate. On the public safety front, Senate Bill 5352 would revise the conditions around police pursuits. It would give law enforcement more flexibility to engage in vehicle pursuits when an officer has a reasonable suspicion of criminal offense. And House Bill 1638 would expedite the hiring process and create additional incentives for recruiting more state troopers. House Bill 1658 would allow high school students to earn school credit for work experience. And House Bill 1730 would allow employees 18 years of age and older to work in the back of the house of 21 and over establishments. This was a temporary allowance made during the pandemic, and House Bill 1730 would make this a permanent option. Our team also secured major wins by stopping bills that would harm our industry. Senate Bill 5002 would have lowered the per se BAC threshold from 0.08 to 0.05. Thanks in large part to the hundreds of hospitality operators that responded to our action alerts, the bill did not receive a vote before Wednesday's cutoff and is effectively dead for the rest of session. Your emails, calls, and texts to your lawmakers letting them know how this bill would harm your business were key to stopping this bill. Our team also heavily opposed Senate Bill 5417, a bill that would have severely limited an employer's First Amendment free speech rights around organizing efforts. And House Bill 1131 is also dead this session. This is the bottle bill that would have imposed a 10-cent surcharge on beverage containers, even for operators that use curbside recycling services. There are a few bills that we oppose that did make it past cutoff. House Bill 1320 would require employers to provide current and former employees a copy of their employee file within 14 days of the request and creates a private right of action. There's also a bill that would ban natural gas installation in new construction. Among other things, House Bill 1589 would prohibit the largest utility in the state from offering new gas hookups in new residential and commercial buildings starting June 30th, 2023. The team continues to share our industry's opposition to the gas ban and is joined with a coalition of other businesses. That's a quick summary of the legislative action this week. Now the process essentially starts over for bills that made it to the other chamber. Senate bills need to receive public hearings in the House, and House bills will receive public hearings in the Senate. We'll continue to push our priority bills through the legislative process and continue to express our opposition to bills that would harm the industry. Thank you again for your engagement in the legislative process, and I'll be back next week.